All right, bear with me, it's 5 minutes speech. I'm trying to make it shorter, but I couldn't. So, good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to stand before you this week. A week that celebrates one of the most enduring and consequential ideas in democratic society, the freedom to speak, to question, and to report without fear. As the president of the White House Foreign Cool Group at the White House, I am especially honored to welcome you all to this gathering. We have US officials from the White House, from the Pentagon, from the State Department. We have ambassadors, we have members of Congress, we have ambassadors, we have the private sectors, and we have colleagues and friends. So welcome all. And to the ambassador who's hosting us today, and she's not here, so we're gonna raise a glass to her in her honor. This moment, just ahead of the White House Correspondents Dinner, give us something rare, a pause, a chance to reflect, not only on the work that we do, but on why it matters, and why it must continue to matter. So let's begin with the gratitude. We are deeply thankful to our friends here, to our partners in the European Union, for hosting us this week and for joining us in this shared effort. This is more than a logistic cooperation. It is a statement of value. The EU has positioned itself as a defender of democratic norms, including freedom of expression and press independence. By bringing us together, they reinforce something essential, that these principles do not belong to any one country. They are global, interconnected, and worth defending together. So tonight, we acknowledge and appreciate that partnership. It is meaningful and it's timely. If we're honest, this is not an easy time to be a journalist. Across continents, the pressure are mounting. Access is restricted, trust is strained, disinformation spreads faster than the truth. In some places, reporters face harassment, detention, and even worse, they are killed. We have seen colleagues in Gaza, in Ukraine, in Lebanon, and everywhere. They pay the highest price. Even in established democracies, the relationship between power and the press is often tense, sometimes adversarial, sometimes fragile. But perhaps that tension is not a flaw. Perhaps it is a point. The role of journalism has never been to comfort power. It has always been to question it, to test it, to hold it accountable in the full view of the public. This is not always welcome. It's rarely easy, and it is never risk-free. Yet it's essential. The First Amendment, which we celebrate this week, is not just a constitutional provision. It is a philosophy. It asserts that truth does not emerge from silence or control, but from openness and challenge. It assumes that free people deserve access to information, even when that information is inconvenient or uncomfortable. For those of us who are in the foreign journalists, in the foreign media, this principle carries an added dimension. We stand at a unique intersection. We are observers of American democracy, but also interpreters of it. We say that to our audience every single day around the world. We bring different perspectives, different questions, and sometimes different expectations. That diversity is not a complication, it's a strength. It reminds us that the story of democracy is not confined within national borders. It is watched, studied, and learned from globally. And it means that when we defend press freedom here, we also reinforce it elsewhere. At the same time, we acknowledge that sometimes equally important, the responsibility that comes with the freedom. Credibility is our currency. Without it, the protections we rely on begin to erode. In an era of polarization and information overload, accuracy, fairness, and integrity are not optional, they are fundamental. We cannot demand trust, we must earn it, every day and story by story. This is quiet, sometimes unglamorous part of journalism, but is also as important. So we move forward to the dinner this weekend, to the events that always combine lots of things: tradition, humor, and certain amount of spectacular. Let's carry this perspective with us. Yes, we celebrate, and yes, we will enjoy the moment, but we should also remember that what underpins it, a system that allows journalists to gather in open, to question leaders directly, to publish freely, and to do so without fear or reprisal. So tonight is not just a prelude to a dinner, it is a reaffirmation that freedom of expression is worth protecting, that journalism, even at its most challenging, it's worth it, and it's worth doing it. And that standing up to power calmly, professionally, and persistently is not an act of opposition, it is an act of public service. So, to our colleagues, to our host, the European Union, to the ambassadors, to everybody who gathered here tonight, thank you. Thank you for your work, thank you for your partnership, and thank you for the commitment to the principles that bring us together. And with that, the fun will start. Please enjoy the evening. Thank you.